Hello. Okay, I'm gonna see if this works. Normally Facebook doesn't let me upload videos that I took on my camera, so I don't know if it'll upload the ones I have on my webcam either, but we'll see. I'm gonna read you my speech on Mr. Martin. Um, Here we go. 40 years ago, Mr. Doug Martin was in the Vietnam War. He was leading his platoon through the jungle while dodging bullets from unseen snipers. Little did anyone know that when I walked into his class decades later, those years he spent in Vietnam would change my life and the lives of all of his students forever. Mr. Martin inspired me to live a better life by working hard, sharing his incredible past, and by touching many lives. Years after the Vietnam War ended, Mr. Martin traded in his gun and Marine uniform for some chalk and a tie. I first realized how hard he worked at his job when I had him as my teacher. He was my government and law-related experiences teacher, otherwise known as Gallery. And in his class, he had 3 rules. Avoid clown injuries, always keep your sense of humor, and have fun. These rules painted the perfect silly atmosphere in his classroom that made me and my friends excited to go to class and learn. He took a unique approach to teaching us. He got us involved in outside experiences, where we would actually go to council meetings and talk to politicians. This gave us a great first-hand experience that we got to learn outside of the school. Mr. Martin brought his love of teaching outside of the classroom when we went on a class trip of Washington, D.C. The most memorable part of the trip was when we went on a night walk of D.C. to view all of the beautiful monuments. Our last stop was at the Vietnam War Memorial. Mr. Martin looked up the name of his friend who had died during the war. We all stood gathered around Mr. Martin as he was gazing up at his friend's name. Then he began to tell us the story about the man who saved his life. Derrick was in his platoon, and the two of them soon became close friends. Several months into their tour, Mr. Martin had to train new soldiers who were African American. Derrick was also African American, and due to the racial tensions of the 1960s, he offered to take Mr. Martin's place. That night, the spot that Derrick and the new soldiers were patrolling was attacked, and everyone there was killed. Mr. Martin should have been there that night. And if Derrick didn't take Mr. Martin's place, then Mr. Martin would not have come out of Vietnam alive. Before Derrick died, he told Mr. Martin that it was his dream to become a high school history teacher and a track coach. Mr. Martin honored the man who saved his life by becoming a high school history teacher and a track coach. Mr. Martin lived out Derrick's dream because Derrick wasn't able to do so. And even now, decades later, there's not a day that goes by without Mr. Martin thinking of Derrick. And in the morning, Mr. Martin wakes up with the intent to make sure that Derrick would be proud of him. This story left a huge impression on me. Suddenly, as I was standing there in the chilly, cold winter night of Washington, D.C., everything was thrown into perspective. I realized that if Mr. Martin can still be silly, happy, and love his life after all that he went through, then I should love mine, even if I'm having a bad day. And I will never take my life for granted, because there's always someone out there in the world that doesn't have an opportunity to live theirs. Mr. Martin's hard work ethic and amazing Vietnam War story not only changed my life, but changed the lives of many other people as well. Many former students of Mr. Martin's went on to become history teachers because he instilled in them such a love and passion for the subject. Other students openly credit Mr. Martin for their career choice. Ex-New Jersey State Senator Bill Baroni became a politician because he took Gallery in high school and had Mr. Martin as his teacher. I will follow in Senator Baroni's footsteps by keeping Mr. Martin's inspirational way of life and inspirational words with me wherever I go. Mr. Martin's hard work ethic, amazing past, and the ability to inspire others to chase their dreams left a huge impression on me. He inspired me to live a better life by working hard, sharing his incredible past, and by touching many lives. I want to live my life honoring Mr. Martin and all that he's done. And I know exactly how to do that. I'll live my life to the fullest, I'll avoid clown injuries, I'll always keep my sense of humor, and I'll have fun. The end. So that's my speech. I know I could have went on and on and on forever just about his Vietnam and what he did for Derrick and how he spent his whole life honoring Derrick, and anyone who's watching this who was in Gallery knows there's so much more to the Derrick story and the story about Vietnam than what I said, but I had to have 3 points to my speech, so I couldn't just talk about Vietnam, even though I really wanted to, and that would have made my speech 10 times better, but, yeah, the class really liked it. Like, you could tell, like, as I was giving it in class today, like, everyone's faces were like, wow, Like, the mix of my intro about, like, Vietnam, and then, like, the whole Derrick story, like, everyone's faces, like, they were, like, amazed, so, as they should be. I judge them if they weren't amazed after hearing that story. But, you know, I miss DC and gallery, and, you know, I want to go back to when we were all at the Vietnam War Memorial crying because Mr. Martin was telling us his story, but, you know, now I can share the incredible wonder and inspirational story of Mr. Martin, and hopefully it will inspire other people in my class, and that's the goal. So, hopefully it did. Hopefully I got a good grade on the speech. I actually think I did better in class than I did just now, which is a little ironic, but yeah, so there's my speech, and hopefully I'll be able to post this on Facebook and make it easy. If not, I'll send everyone the YouTube link. Alright, bye!